Good morning, Chairperson Alexander, Ranking Member Murray, and all other members of the Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. My name is Ryan Frederick Clowley. I am the Assistant Secretary of Education for Innovation and Improvement. I report directly to Secretary Andrew Cuomo, and in addition to that, I do oversee the Office of Innovation and Improvement at the Department of Education. Suffice it to say, I intend on making this opening statement brief yet succinct and to the point. To put it bluntly, the state of higher education is bleak nationwide. It is in the opinion of this office and this department that state legislatures have not been doing everything in their due diligence to adequately fund these universities, forcing schools to reach out to private corporations or to create yet another tuition hike, which is losing individual universities money as well as individual states resources and a potential workforce. However, there are certain states that are doing their part in making college more affordable for students, specifically for low-income students. During his tenure as governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo championed a plan to make tuition at State University of New York and City University of New York, SUNY with an S and SUNY with a C, if you will, campuses free or reduced. The Excelsior Scholarship, which is the name of the program, aims to assist low-income students in paying for tuition at all 88 public colleges and universities in the state of New York, whether it be Brooklyn College, Stony Brook, or any other SUNY or other SUNY school. The scholarship does not cover room and board. It is for purely educational purposes. It is meant to cover tuition. However, it does cover tuition, sometimes fully. According to the New York State Higher Education Service Corporation, which is the state equivalent of the Department of Education in the state of New York, all applicants of the scholarship must be a resident of the state of New York for a period of 12 continuous months prior to term, be either a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen. So, depending on citizenship status, needless to say, students who are here on an F1 visa would not qualify, as they are in the United States solely for an educational purpose. However, I'm sure that my colleagues at the Department of Education and the Department of State can inform you further on such qualifications depending on visa types. Anyway, back to the topic. The student's parents or individual parent, guardian, must have or the student, him or herself, must have a combined income of $110,000 or less in the state of New York. They must be pursuing an undergraduate degree at a State University of New York or City University of New York campus. For community colleges, there has been a program in place where tuition is covered, so this is separate from the aforementioned program. The student must be enrolled in 12 or more credits per term or 30 credits per year, with certain exceptions. Be in a non-default status regarding student loans for previous institutions attended prior to this. And they also have to be a signer of a contract stating that the student will remain in New York for a time equivalent to the time it took to obtain their degree with the scholarship, essentially meaning that they have to reside in New York for a period of time after graduation, and they have to contribute to the economy of New York State. Subsequently, the scholarship will cover tuition up to the amount of $5,500, $5,500, with additional resources being exhausted if tuition does exceed that amount. There are certain, mainly City University of New York campuses where that is the case. And the New York State Higher Education Service Corporation is more than willing to work with the student on a case-by-case basis to ensure that tuition is paid. It is currently estimated that 22,000 students are benefiting from this program per year, with roughly 90,000 applying each year. So not every student is getting it, however, significantly more are getting it. And one of the reasons for that is that the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA, does apply first. So this is if you don't get federal loans, whether it be Perkins or what have you. This is so that way tuition can be covered in the state of New York if other loans are not being exhausted. So it does have to be submitted prior to applying for the Excelsior Scholarship. We're going to take you a little bit down south now to the chairperson's home state of Tennessee. The state of Tennessee has also recently exhausted state resources to make education more affordable for residents of that state. In 2014, the Tennessee Promise program was launched to provide recent high school graduates tuition-free education at either a community college or a technical school. Starting in the fall of this year, the fall of 2018 semester, this program will be applicable for any individual seeking an education at either type of institution, whether it be a community college, vocational technical school, what have you, regardless of their previous education experience. So essentially, with certain stipulations, which I am about to divulge into, most adults in the state of Tennessee will qualify for free community college or technical school training. Similar to the aforementioned program in New York, applicants must be a resident of Tennessee for a period no less than 1 year prior to applying, and they have to maintain, in this instance, a 2.0 grade point average. Additionally, all applicants must also apply with the FAFSA and must be enrolled with enough credits to maintain part-time student status, typically about 6 credit hours or less. According to the official program website, this program is available at all 13 community colleges and 27 community technical schools all across the state of Tennessee. There are private institutions that offer a 2-year associate's degree that are eligible for the program, with some offering more associate's degrees than others. At these accredited institutions, the state of Tennessee will apply the scholarship. The scholarship is primarily funded via the lottery system of Tennessee. Last year, roughly 62,860 students applied for the program, showing steady growth in the 4 years that the program has been in place. Most applicants from the previous year have been from Shelby County Public Schools. As the chairperson is aware, that is where Memphis is located, near the Tennessee-Arkansas border. The Tennessee Department of Education is currently working on means to ensure that the students enrolling in college are staying in college, including the 6,620 students that applied in 2017 from Shelby County alone. For both states' programs, there is clearly an economic focus. As of 2016, only 39% of Tennesseans are college educated. Given current economic trends, there is a clear need for college educated employees, regardless of whether it be a 2-year associate's degree or a 4-year bachelor's program. In New York State, including the stipulation that scholarship recipients must stay in the state, helps New York retain a workforce, with numerous residents relocating to other states, whether it be Florida, Arizona even, so on and so forth, Georgia, so on and so forth. It is in the opinion of the Office of Innovation and Improvement, Secretary of Education Cuomo, and President Julian Castro that similar measures need to be exhausted at a nationwide level, including the establishment of a grant that would allow qualifying students to attend a 2-year college tuition-free, essentially at a community college. As both aforementioned programs show, there is a clear need for such measures. Tennessee and New York are 2 states that are politically, socially, and economically different. In fact, the only thing they may share in common is their location on the eastern seaboard or thereabouts. Yet both states have acknowledged that measures need to be taken in order to ensure that each state is economically viable and giving opportunities for students regardless of economic status. It is the role of this office, this department, and this administration, and this chamber, and this Congress to do the same for every American. That is in the opinion of myself. And I thank you for your time and consideration. I would like to yield my time to the committee for questions. Thank you.